Hello, good morning semua. Siapa yang baru masuk boleh isi attendance dulu Ada dekat bahagian chat, link attendance ada dekat situ. Sekejap lagi kita akan start. Okay, Miss Melissa dah boleh start kalau semua dah ready. Hello, selamat pagi semua.
Good morning.
Good morning everyone. Hari ini kita dengan Miss Melissa. Miss Melissa akan mulakan seminar untuk pagi ni untuk pelajar SPM semua. So, siapa yang boleh isi attendance boleh isi dulu dekat ruangan chat tu. Isi dulu
Recording in progress. Tak ada, bukan.
Okay, kita nak minta buka kamera sekejap. Sekejap je untuk screenshot. Kita nak screenshot. Senyum comel-comel. Kita nak screenshot. Boleh? Siapa lagi? Huda, Syabita, Huzaimi, Syed Daniel. Boleh buka sekejap.
Orang yang aku tak kenal.
Thank you Dayang, Daisy. Thank you Huda. Okay, yang lain? Sekejap je, nanti boleh tutup balik. Dah ke? Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss boleh start.
All right, a very good morning, students. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Melissa. All of you can call me Miss Melissa. So basically for today, we only have one objective, is to actually listen to me, brief to all of you regarding your SPM English paper. So I hope everyone is doing fine today. If you're doing okay, please just send me a text in the chat saying hi, hello, good morning. Okay, so I know that you are here with me. Come on, everybody. Right, hi, good morning. Yes, all right. So I see there Nadine, Hada, Leo, Kuganeswari, Buddha. That's nice. Okay, just a little reminder before we start. All right, please mute your audio so that all of us do not hear your conversation that you have with your family members or your friends. Okay? So first of all, I'd like to say welcome everybody here with me today. Okay, so I'm proud of all of you who got up early to attend this seminar with me today. Please mute your audio, those who are in with us, in case you forgot ataupun tak pasti macam mana nak mute audio. Kat bawah tu ada macam gambar ataupun image microphone. You tekan kat sana, you mute your audio. Alright. So for today's seminar, I will be going through your paper 1 and paper 2 of your SPM English. Alright. If you have any questions that you want to ask, alright, you either can, you have two options. One is you can unmute your audio and ask me, or you can just put it in the chat box, and if I don't see it, you just continue to paste it in your chat box. Is that okay with everybody? Yes? Everybody okay with that instructions? Yeah, okay, all right, good. Okay, so for today, we will start off a little bit about the format of your paper. I know you are familiar with your paper 1 and paper 2 format, but I think it's very important for you to ensure, okay, that you are really clear about what consists in paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, before I proceed even further, all right, I want to check with all of you. Would you want me to speak English throughout, or you want me to mix a little bit of BM and also English? Okay, tell me your answers in the chat room or the chat box so that I can see which one would you prefer. I'm okay with both. So it's just that I want to make sure that you all are able to understand what I'm explaining and you'll be able to get, okay, benefit out of this seminar, right? Okay, I think most of you put them mix. Sharwin said mix. Putri said mix. Najiha said mix. Okay, so the majority wants mix. So I think I will share a little bit in BM and also English. All right. Okay, please mute your audio. Your number is a serial code. Your name is a serial code 1707. Please mute your audio. Okay, welcome to the SPM seminar for English subject. All right, so let me go full screen. Everybody, can y'all see my screen that I'm sharing? Yes? Okay. Okay. All right, hold on, yeah. All right. Okay, all right, this is it. Okay, all right. For SPM English, one of the things that you need to know is that this is actually a new format introduced in 2021. Okay, the main aim, the government ataupun kerajaan, okay, memerlukan SPM English is that they want you, okay, SPM learners or students, okay, to achieve, all right, the Cambridge English paper of the CEFR standard. Okay, so what is the CEFR standard? Okay, this is important for you to know. I know you expect direct kepada soalan or you want me to straight away go into the questions. But as students, you need to know why would you need to achieve or buat, okay, SPM English ataupun kenapa kena ambil paper bahasa English. Okay, so this is the reason. As you can see here on the screen, okay, there are several levels in the CEFR context, okay, for the Cambridge English paper. So there is the basic users, all right, independent users, and also proficient users, as you can see here. All right, so basic users is level A1 and A2. Okay, it's a bit terbalik lah, okay, but in the context of our school, kalau kita dapat A, all right, for whatever subjects in school, it's considered very good, right? But for the CEFR standard, A1 and A2 is just for elementary beginner or pre-intermediate elementary, okay? So basically these levels are only for basic users of the English, okay? However, the second section, as you can see here, is the independent users. So for independent users, your level should be up about B1 and B2, which is intermediate, pre-intermediate, upper intermediate, and also intermediate. So as you can see here, the last stage, okay, or the highest stage is known as the proficient users. These levels are for C1, C2, or considered as advanced learners, all right? So for your SPM English, okay, in the standard of our government, all right, the good news is CFR grading for SPM will only be up to B1 or B2 level only. So basically, you are being graded up to this level only, independent users. So the context of the government, okay, the education system, they want to make sure all of you, once you finish high school, you would be able to at least be at this level, B1 and B2, independent users. What do you mean by independent users? Meaning to say, when you go out, okay, to buy things, or even if you go out of the country, at least you have basic English with you. You can communicate with people. You can talk with people. That is the intention, for you to at least reach B1 or B2 level. Okay, maksudnya bila you keluar ataupun nak bercakap, at least you boleh berkomunikasi dengan orang dalam bahasa English. Okay, so that is very important, alright? So taklah takut sangat tiba-tiba dapat scholarship pergi overseas ataupun nak sambung belajar kat luar negara. Tiba-tiba English not so good. So you need to be careful, alright? You need to understand that English is very important for you to actually score, because this is one of your subject teras. Okay, it's a compulsory paper. You tak boleh kata, oh untuk SPM saya tak naklah ambil English. Tak boleh lah. I'm sure all of you are registered for English paper. Okay, let me move on. The next one. So for SPM, you have, I think, four papers for English. But today I'm only going to cover for paper 1 and paper 2 only. So as you can see here, for SPM English paper 1, there are several parts. So I'm going to go through each part with all of you to ensure that you are very clear. Ataupun yang mana part yang you boleh fokus to ensure that you score bahagian tu and you will not be scared of the other parts. Okay? So part yang senang yang you boleh score, you should aim to actually get full marks. Why? So that yang part yang you tak confident tu, yang susah sikit mungkin the writing part, alright? You rasa you tak boleh score, then you focus on the parts whereby you know for sure you boleh dapat markah penuh. Alright? So the part 1 that we're going to look at is, which is your paper 1, alright? So part 1 of paper 1, as you can see here, it focuses on reading and using English. Okay? So, sorry, for part 1 of your English paper, alright, it is 90 minutes allocated, which is 1 hour 30 minutes. In total, you have 40 marks, okay, for your English paper 1, okay, which consists of 5 parts. So if you see here, part 1, which is 8 MCQ paper, okay, these 8 questions are quite direct. If you look at the questions, alright, it straight away is reflected in the either the short text from the books, the magazines or the advertisements yang diorang provide lah dalam soalan tersebut. So bila cari jawapan tu, you kena faham konteks short text message tersebut. Okay, mungkin dia daripada keratan akhbar, mungkin dia daripada keratan majalah. Okay, so you kena baca, alright, advertisement tersebut, alright, dan fahamkan. Then bila you dah fahamkan, you kena bacalah soalan tu tanya apa. Don't worry, later on we will look at the questions, alright? But now let me go through the format first, okay? So secondly, you have to choose the best answer between the 3 choices given for each question. So basically, it's easier these days. Why? Because daripada A, B, C dan D, sekarang you ada A, B dan C saja. Ada 3 option saja. So daripada 3 option ini, one of the options is the correct answer. So your aim is to get that one correct answer. Okay, students? All right. So these 8 questions, 8 MCQ questions carries 8 marks. So my suggestion to you, read, understand, and score and get all these 8 marks. All right, because this one, answers are quite direct. It is given already there. It's just that you kena understand, baca, and comprehend the message. Baru you boleh jawab. Okay, don't worry, later on we will look into the questions. For part 2, hit the beep. Okay, for part 2 is closed passage. For closed passage, you have 10 MCQ questions there. You need to fill it up. Okay, you should try to get all the 10 answers correct as well. This passage or the passage tests you on grammar and vocabulary. Mungkin kadang-kadang vocabulary used ataupun grammar, you need to understand apa struktur ayat yang digunakan. Sebab if grammar, they are going to test you on the tenses. Okay, whether the text is past tense, present tense, simple past tense. Okay, so you need to make sure that you understand what is the context of the grammar that yang digunakan. So kadang-kadang benda ni susah sikit lah. Alright, to ensure that you can score for your closed passage, you kena baca, okay, the closed passage carefully. So basically, there are 4 options given for each blank. Alright, yang ni susah sikit because there is A, B, C, and D. Alright, and of course, 10 MCQ, it carries 10 marks. Alright, so for closed passage exercise, you do not attempt to fill in the gaps on your first reading of the text. So nasihatnya ataupun tipsnya, you baca dulu. Walaupun ada gaps ataupun ruangan kosong tu untuk you fill in, you baca the whole text first, alright? Then, tapi janganlah baca, you take your own sweet time, okay, lenggang kangkung, don't. Because you have time limit. Paper 1, like I said just now, 1 hour 30 minutes. So closed passage, only 10 MCQ questions. You read through fast. You scan through the whole text, okay, one time. Then after that, the second time, you need to determine the tenses, okay? Or the tense required for you to fill in the blanks. Macam Miss bagi tahu tadi, you need to determine whether the text is past tense ke, present tense ke, past continuous tense ke. How would you know? Is daripada ayat tersebut, ayat yang digunakan. Alright? So this is where grammar is being tested for you. Then after that, as you read through the second time, you look through the answers option yang diberikan. Okay, daripada A, B, C, and D, yang mana jawapan yang paling sesuai untuk dimasukkan di dalam teks tersebut. Okay, so this one you need to determine the right answers to fill in the blank. Yang ni penting lah sebab grammar plays a part here. So you kena make sure that you do a lot of grammar practice in ensure to score for this section of the paper. Alright, so the next one, part 3. Part 3 is reading comprehension. There is 8 questions. Here you will need to read a longer passage and answer 8 questions related to the text. This is of course a test on reading comprehension. So bila you baca the reading comprehension, as you read, okay, you look at the questions that are being asked. Okay, at the same time, you underline important facts that you can find from the reading comprehension. This part takes or carries 8 marks. You need to take time to read the text carefully before going on to the questions. Okay, this is important. Why? Because some of the questions direct to you to specific paragraph to look for the answers. So for instance, mungkin soalan tu akan kata, okay, from paragraph 3, they will ask you lah, what did Melissa do? Why did Melissa react that way? Example lah. So you need to look at the text. Tengoklah paragraph 3. Apa Melissa buat? Alright. So you need to look at the questions in regards to the reading passage yang disediakan. So jangan pula dia orang kata tengok paragraph 3, you pergi tengok paragraph 2 atau paragraph 5. Okay. It does not make sense. So please make sure. Read the text carefully, slowly. Take your time. Alright. Then you read the questions. Once you read the questions, you relate to the text. So it goes. So usually kalau kertas tu front back, you kena flip lah. Flip front back, okay, with the exam paper. For other questions, look for keywords to enable you to zoom into the right paragraphs to look for the answers. Okay, so bila question tu, they ask about a certain part, okay, which is mentioned in the text. Then you focus on the paragraph tu. Fokus dalam perenggan yang dia cakap tentang keyword tersebut ataupun isu tersebut. Alright, so you need to make sure you can cross-relate. So dia akan tengok soalan, tengok reading passage, petikan tersebut. Baru you boleh dapat jawapan yang betul. Alright, next one. Once again, read through all the options given before deciding on your answer. Okay, ada 4 option kan? Ada 4 option jawapan, alright, untuk reading passage. Bila you rasa option jawapan itu salah, cross. Okay, you cross it out. Why you have to cross it out? So that daripada 4, kalau you dah pangkah 1 keluar, ada 3 lagi. You gain your confidence. As you read, you gain your confidence. Ni bila you baca sekali lagi, you rasa jawapan B pula salah. So you pangkah keluar, cross it out. So ada dua lagi, then you can focus on these two. Read, faham again soalan tu, then you pilih lah jawapan yang paling betul. Then you akan dapat the accurate answer. You will get jawapan yang tepat. So that is important ya, when you look through the reading passage. Why I tell you this? Because students kadang-kadang reading comprehension dah lah panjang. Dalam bahasa English lagi, pening. You'll be headache because sometimes some words are not familiar to you. So when you feel that perkataan yang digunakan sedikit susah, you will feel demotivated. Okay, but don't feel that way. You have to answer and you have to choose the correct answer. Try to understand the question, look back at the reading passage, then you match. Okay, soalan ni apa? Kat mana boleh cari kat reading passage? Alright, so you got to be careful with this section as well. Okay, now we move on to part 4. Part 4 is also reading. There are 6 questions. Okay, in this section, you are given a longer text from which 6 sentences have been removed. I'm sure you are familiar with part 4. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. So you have to choose the 6 correct sentences from among the 8 choices given to fill in the gaps. Maksudnya you kena match lah ataupun match the part of the sentences kepada petikan yang you baca. Right, so this is another reading. Will take time. So it is important for you to faham teks yang you baca tu. Alright, this is to form a correctly structured paragraph. Diorang nak test, tengok whether you can match ayat yang diberikan dengan struktur petikan yang diberikan. So this is important as well to make sure that you get a paragraph yang lengkap lah, petikan yang lengkap yang you faham. So they want to see or test on your reading skills, whereby coherent and cohesion is being tested. Alright, so this is a big English word. Alright, it is to find the correct sentences to fill in the blanks. So you memang kena tengok and baca secara teliti. Your sentence also, bila you pilih ayat tersebut, you need to make sure that it blends smoothly in the paragraph. Maksudnya bila you baca paragraph tu, dia sambung menyambung lah. Dia tak ada macam tiba-tiba cakap tentang benda lain, tiba-tiba out of topic. Janganlah macam tu. Maksudnya jawapan tu salah lah. You kena pastikan if your paragraph is describing about somebody, right? You're describing about a young man, for instance. Suddenly, one of the answer option is talking about air pollution. Memang tak masuk akal lah benda tu. So please make sure to understand the context of the paragraph. Lepas tu baca juga the answer options. Then you boleh match dua-dua sekali. Alright. So this would be part 4, which is the 6 questions. Next one will be part 5, which is the last part for paper 1. There will be 8 questions. Alright. You are given a few paragraphs on a certain topic to read. You're given 4 statements which describe 4 of the paragraphs given. What you have to do is that you have to identify 4 paragraphs to fit the statements given. For the next 4 questions, you are required to find 1 word, okay, from the text to complete the 4 sentences given. I think this one, so you are familiar with the format, alright. Yang ni, you memang kena baca the short text carefully. Why? Because you want to identify the main idea ataupun idea utama. Alright? This will help you to decide to pick the statement which best describes the text. So yang ni penting lah, you kena faham konteks petikan tersebut yang diberikan, okay? The paragraph ataupun perengan yang diberikan, then baru you boleh tahu topik apa yang dibicarakan dalam petikan tersebut. Okay, welcome to those who just came in. Please sign in the attendance link. It is in the Zoom chat box ya. If you have any questions, let me remind you. Sila tanya dalam chat box, nanti Miss akan baca. Okay, so we are done with the formatting of English paper 1. Ada apa-apa soalan yang korang nak tanya Miss? Do you have any questions? If no, also please respond in the chat box so that I am sure. Okay, it's clear. Good. No, all right. If clear, meaning to say you know the format, so you are clear with the format, which is very good, at least you know. Okay, Now I will briefly go through the format for paper 2 pula. Okay, nanti kita akan buat practice questions. Okay, that is the time where you talk and share with me your ideas. Alright, so let's go to paper 2. Okay, so for paper 2, okay, a lot of students or even my students feel that this is quite challenging, especially when you look at part 2 dengan part 3. Part 1, usually students are able to score ataupun dia orang boleh tulis. Why? Because the amount of words tu sedikit. 80 patah perkataan je. So dia orang kata senanglah miss, 80 patah perkataan. Okay, but for the good students, they feel that this is easy and they can finish it up quite fast. All right. However, if you were to write more than 80 words, okay, you will not be penalized. Penalized maksudnya tiada penolakan markah. But, okay, you need to understand, if you write more than 80 words, andai katalah you tulis email tersebut. Example, if email comes out, you tulis email tersebut, you shock lah sebab topik tu you dah baca. Okay, tiba-tiba wah topik tu keluar. Ni hebat lah. Saya dah hafal dah macam mana nak tulis. So you write about 120 words. Okay. Kalau you dah tulis 120 patah perkataan, markah takkan ditolak. Tapi, alright, you need to understand when you write more, okay, when you write more, you tend to, number 1, make more mistakes. Sebab you shock bertulis. You shock bertulis. Okay. When you tend to make more mistakes, nanti penolakan markah akan berlaku lah. They will minus marks. Alright. Second thing, make more mistakes is number 1. Second thing, for part 1 of your writing paper, it is recommended ya, class. Okay, recommended kat sini tengok. How many minutes? 15 to 20 minutes. So please do not take a lot of time for this section. Even though you know the topic ataupun you dah aim topik tu mengikut tips ke apa benda, topik tu dah keluar, alright, and you can write, please do not waste your time because you only have 15 to 20 minutes for this section of the paper, alright. So it is only recommended 15 to 20 minutes. So first of all, don't write too long. Why? Number 1, to avoid making more mistakes. Number 2, alright, time limit. You need to always look at time limit in your paper 2. All right. If you spend a lot of time here in part 1, you would not have time for your part 2 and part 3, which carries more words. Tengok sini, patah perkataan dia adalah lebih daripada 80 students. Okay. So, need to plan your time out. Jangan conteng Miss punya slide lah. Okay. Okay, so part 2, as you can see, it covers guided writing. Okay, sekejap ya. Okay, for guided writing, okay, if you see here, it is about 125 to 150 words, okay. It takes about 25 hingga to 30 minit lah. So, you want to draft out ke, you nak conteng you punya kotak soalan ke, nak tulis main point dia ke, apa benda, make sure it is within 25 to 30 minutes because that is the time suggested for you, okay, to complete part 2. All right. So in these questions, usually notes will be given to guide you on what to write. So dalam soalan tu dah memang ada macam point lah, apa yang perlu you tulis dalam essay tersebut in the guided writing. Whatever it is, the golden rule lah, perkara penting yang you perlu ingat for part 2 is that to give at least 3 to 4 suggestions. This is important class. Maybe you want to take note. Untuk guided writing, give at least 3 to 4 suggestions so that there will be enough subject matter for you to write about. Sebab kalau you tak ada main point, macam mana you nak huraikan? Macam mana you nak bagi contoh? Alright. So make sure, alright, when you do the guided writing, okay, make sure that you have sufficient examples, okay, untuk huraian you. Okay, alright. Next one, let's look at part 3, extended writing. Okay, untuk extended writing ataupun question 3, nanti Miss akan share lah contoh soalan untuk question 3 daripada one of the trial papers. For part 3, you would have basically 3 questions, which is considered as question 3, questions 4, and question 5 of the part 3. Alright, ada 3. You pilih satu saja, okay? Even if you're a good and excellent writer and you have a lot of time remaining, jangan sibuk ataupun nak excited nak buat 3 soalan. Okay, diorang dah kata sana, only choose one. Write an answer for one of the questions. So just choose one. Pilih satu and focus on that and plan out your essay because this question at part 3, okay, it carries about 200 to 250 words. Lagi panjang lah. Alright, so please make sure to plan out your essay. Okay, so for part 3, usually soalan yang keluar is either report, review ataupun article or story. Either one of these components, okay? Report, review. Let me see somewhere. Saya takut ada yang perkataan yang tak faham maksud lah, Miss, mesti salah cerita. Okay, so if you do not understand the maksud of the question that is being asked, andai kata, alright? You need to make sure, inilah pentingnya. You need to read, okay, ataupun go through a trial questions, okay, daripada semua negeri ke, ataupun daripada daerah masing-masing, okay, kat negeri masing-masing. Why you need to go through trial papers? Because usually SPM papers, alright, walaupun dia tak tanya soalan direct, tetapi mungkin the topic ataupun di bawah umbrella yang sama. Umbrella yang sama maksudnya dia akan jadi general idea yang sama. So you need to do reading. Ini part student lah, alright. That is why you need to do a lot of reading, okay, and also practice questions. Yang ni lah pentingnya adanya practice question ataupun baca examples of essays. Alright, this would help you in part 3. Because when you do reading, a lot of reading, you akan cuba faham maksud essay tersebut. Okay, another. Miss, selamat tak kalau saya buat part 3 dulu then baru buat others? No, don't do that. Why Miss kata tak selamat? Because kalau you tengok part 1, it's not recommended to go 3, 2, 1. It is better to go 1, 2, 3. Why? Because senang katalah, part 1 easy untuk korang score. Okay, why? Because only 80 words students. And usually question tu dia direct je. In the questions, nanti kita akan lihatlah contoh soalan. In the question tu, dalam teks tersebut, bila dia orang tanya, dalam kotak tersebut, whereby they write the contoh untuk you respond, it is directly written there already. So you are just responding. You need to reply that email. And it's only 80 words. So go by part. Part 1, part 2, baru part 3. Jangan buat part 3 dulu. Okay, because when part 3, kadang-kadang student dah cuak tau. Why cuak? Miss kata cuak. Cuak in English is a little bit nervous. They get stressed ataupun lagi tense. Why? Because lagi panjang. Even if you are good writer students, okay, your English is good, I will still recommend for you to start off with part 1. Why? Only 80 words and the score is still the same. Tengok students, score dia sama. Tak bermaksudnya 80 words ni dia jadi 10 markah je, tak ada. Score dia 20 marks, 20 marks, 20 marks. So my recommendation, part 1, part 2, part 3. Okay? So benda yang senang kita buat dululah. So kalau kita dah memang confident ni, part 1, 80 words, 20 marks, at least kita dah pegang dah markah kat sana. You confident, you jawab part 1, elok dah, you tulis nicely, you read your text, you dah tulis, you check for grammatical errors, okay? Ayat dia menjawab tak soalan yang ditanya, at least you dah tahu, you dah confident dah part 1. So please do not start with part 3 ya. Who is that just now ask me? Kasiha Mira. Okay, Kasiha Mira. Tak selamat tau, jangan pergi part 3, terlalu ekstrim, you nak start 3, 2, 1. Start with 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope this would help you. Okay, next one. Let's see. We continue still with part 3. Miss tak habis lagi bercerita tentang extended writing ni. Okay, so this part, it is the most, I would say, challenging lah. Miss tak nak kata difficult. Nanti korang kata, datang ke seminar SPM, Miss Melissa kata difficult, susah. Tak adalah. Dia bukan susah, dia challenging. Why part 3 is more challenging? Because this one would test your writing skills. Part 1, part 2 pun test your writing skills, but this one is 200 to 250 words, lebih banyak perkataan. They want to see whether you boleh guna tak vocabulary. How is your vocabulary knowledge? Macam mana cara you boleh buat ayat ataupun struktur ayat. This is where part 3 comes into play. Okay, so what you have to do or what I recommend when you want to do your part 3, when you read the question, you kena choose dulu whether you want question 3, question 4 or question 5. You baca tiga-tiga dulu. Then you tengok daripada question 3, 4 and 5. Okay, yang mana you nak jawab? You nak jawab yang artikel ke, review ke, story ke ataupun report. Once you dah pilih, okay, you dah faham, okay, the question apa yang dia nak you tulis artikel apa, dia nak you tulis review apa. Bila you dah faham, baru you pilih soalan tu. And once you choose the question, straight away do a mind map. Mind map ataupun draft. Okay, what you going to write? What is the content? For each point that you write, briefly, okay, secara ringkas, briefly class, huraikan. Put sub points. Apa you nak huraikan daripada main point ataupun main idea tersebut. Yang ni penting ya. So that you are able to expand the point. You boleh menunjukkan, alright, that you are able to think of the main idea, alright. The huraian untuk main idea tu, and ataupun kalau ada huraian tersebut, you boleh sertakan dengan contoh yang relevan dengan huraian tersebut. So this is important. Why? Because kalau you lihat the marking scheme ataupun marking scheme for paper 2, alright, for your writing, they will look into the way you organize, alright, your essay, the content, of course, alright, then the language style that you've used. We will see that in the next slide. Okay, that will be the last slide for the structure, right? So when you write your essay, you need to make sure that you organize your paragraphs with each main point as your topic sentence for each paragraph. Janganlah buat 8 hingga 10 paragraph. Terlalu banyak for your level students. Okay, 200 to 250 words. Alright, so you need to divide your essay into several paragraphs. Okay, so when you do this, you need to make sure, right, you organize the paragraph. Think of the introduction and conclusion. Jangan tak bagi introduction. Pengenalan itu mesti ada ya, because this is an essay component. Alright, kena ada pendahuluan ataupun pengenalan, then kena ada concluding paragraph as well. Okay, for the writing task, there are main 2 things that the examiner ataupun orang yang mark you punya essay will look into, which is task achievement, alright, whereby have you answered the question according to what is being asked. Kalau dia orang suruh tulis artikel tu, janganlah tulis format review, okay, jangan boleh tulis format report or story. You need to make sure, okay, you understand the question. Sebab tu, I told you just now, question 3, 4 and 5. Choose the one that you understand the most. Before the exam, of course, you have to go through the format for all these 3 components. Okay, yang tu adalah penting lah. Okay, tak perlu bagi tahu dah, format tu you need to know. Alright. Grammar will also be looked into. You need to make sure that the correct tenses throughout your writing. Kalau your story is in past, okay, past tense, throughout the story, you need to make sure you use the correct grammar. Punctuations are equally important. Tahu tak apa tu punctuations, class? Contoh bagi Miss, contoh punctuation. Anyone know? What is punctuation? Semua diam. Punctuation tu apa? Yes, very good, Jinping. Full stop, comma, alright? Capitalization for nouns, you have to capitalize. All these are examples of punctuation. Maksudnya kalau nama seseorang kenalah capitalize ataupun huruf besar. Alright? Full stop, tanda nokta tu kat mana? Comma tu kat mana? The usage of punctuation, this is also part of your grammar. Your sentence structure, this one students always lose marks here. Why? Because you do not use a variety of sentence structure. You guna cara ataupun ayat yang you tulis, style dia sama je. For example. Don't be repetitive, class. You should not do that. try to use other ways to show your example, alright? You need to make sure that you also contribute ataupun tulis, okay, a combination of simple, compound and complex sentences in your essay. Jangan seluruh essay you tu you guna ayat yang pendek saja. You need to show that you can use compound sentences. Compound sentences means maksudnya dua ayat yang pendek you boleh gabungkan. Okay, whereby you can use a cohesive device or linkers untuk gabungkan ayat tersebut. Alright, so this is important. Why? Sebab dia nak tengok cara you buat ayat yang panjang ataupun compound sentences. Gabungkan dua ayat yang mempunyai idea yang berbeza. So for example, you can say Miss Melissa is very strict. Okay, Miss Melissa is Miss Melissa is very strict. Okay, but she is kind. Can you see two ayat yang berbeza? You combine. You use a cohesive device, the word but there. Alright, so gabungan ayat-ayat ni boleh memberi markah yang lebih lah kepada you. So you need to make sure that you have a good usage of cohesive devices. Now, another example for sentence structure, alright, you should add adjectives to describe, okay? Adjectives to describe, you can include idioms, alright? Tahu tak idioms tu apa bagi Miss? Contoh idioms that you know. Come on, write in the chat box. Examples of idioms that you know of. You can also use synonyms, figurative language, simile. Cepat bagi Miss examples of idioms. I want to see in the chat box. Siapa yang ada kat sini, tulis dalam chat box contoh idiom that you know. Semua tak nak tulis. An apple keeps the dog. Okay, yes, but kena correct a bit. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Alright. Or beat around the bush. This one all you can include, okay, in your essay so that they know that you understand. But please make sure, over the moon, very good. I am over the moon today because I got up. I'm over the moon today because I'm attending a SPM seminar, okay? Or English is just a piece of cake. Very good. Yes, I'm getting good responses. Break a leg, everybody, for your SPM examination. So this is all examples of idioms that you can use. So before the exams, go through. Okay, mungkin you boleh hafal or memorize a few idioms that you know and faham dia punya maksud. So bila you tulis tu, extended writing, one of the paragraphs you boleh masukkan atau sertakan idiom yang you have memorized or remembered as you write. But make sure you tahu the meaning of the idiom lah. Jangan pula you tulis blood is thicker than water, then you translate je darah itu lebih tebal ataupun thicker than water daripada air. Janganlah, okay? Please make sure that you use the right idiom dan faham maksud tu. Jangan je hafal je idiom tu tapi you tak faham maksud ya students. Boleh tak idiom masuk kat email? Yes, you can. Tetapi remember macam Miss bagi tahu, you only have 80 words untuk email tersebut. So if idiom tu direct boleh masuk dengan ayat yang you tulis tu, nampak cantik, elok dan masuk akal, you guna. Kalau you rasa you nak tulis idiom tu menghuraikan lebih-lebih you punya 80 words tu, janganlah. Jangan menggunakan patah perkataan yang lebih, alright, which would memanjangkan you punya email. Like I said, email stick around 80. Okay, kalau nak lebih sikit, okay, but not too much, alright? Your words should not be too many, okay? So, but idioms can be used, alright, in the email. So, for example, you want to respond to an email, so you want to say, okay, dear, let me see whose name is here. Participants, let me see. Wah, korang ni tak guna nama sendiri. A1 nak AI, A31. Okay, maybe Dayang. Okay, Dayang Zulaika is here. So maybe I want to respond to an email from Dayang Zulaika. Dear Dayang Zulaika, I hope you're in the pink of health. Pink of health tu example of idiom lah. Alright, so yes, you can include idioms, but make sure dia make sense to apa yang you nak perkatakan. Alright. Okay. Any more questions, students, about that? No. Okay. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, so macam Miss bagi tahu tadi, alright, for your paper 2, walaupun kita ada 3 different parts, okay? Like I said just now, ada 3 different parts, okay? Part 1, part 2, and part 3. But all of it carries the same amount of marks. Maka dia sama je part 1, part 2, and part 3. So janganlah buat yang part 3 walaupun dia paling susah, jangan buat part 3 terlebih dahulu. Buat yang paling senang dulu so that you make sure you dapat score tu, at least you dapat peganglah 20 di tangan anda. Alright, then move on to part 2, then part 3. Okay, wait, there's some chat here. Miss nak tanya ayat artikel macam mana? Wait, slowly everybody. Miss nak tanya ayat artikel macam mana? Saya confused dengan review. Apa beza review dengan artikel? Okay, yang tu nanti kita tengok soalan. We will go through that. That is a question from, let me see sekejap. Umu Aisyah. Okay, thank you for asking that question, Umu. Nanti Miss, we discuss when we look at the trial question, okay? Teacher, teknik apa yang sesuai untuk digunakan dalam membuat esei? Teknik maksudnya teknik apa, Dayang? Cuba huraikan sedikit teknik tu. What do you mean by teknik? Teknik means cara untuk tulis ke ataupun mind map terlebih dahulu ke, draft ke terlebih dahulu ke? Cuba clarify teknik tu apa? Miss tak faham sangat teknik apa. Kalau ikutkan Miss, yang Miss mengajar kat student lah. Kalau untuk extended writing ya, Miss cakap tentang part 3 of your component ya. Wait, we go back for a while. For part 3 of the component, extended writing, if you ask me technique, for students, I would suggest, like I said just now, when you get the questions, first of all, you kena baca tiga soalan yang diberikan. You must make sure you pilih soalan yang you faham maksudnya. Sebab tadi one of your friends tanya kan, Miss, macam mana kalau kita tak faham maksudnya? So, pilihlah soalan yang you faham. Okay? Choose the question that you understand, yang you faham, baru you boleh tulis. Kalau tak, you tak boleh hurai, that will be another problem. Sebab remember, this is 200 to 250 words. Okay? So, that is one thing. So, technique, I would say, draft it out. Oh, macam teacher saya ajar, kami pakai teknik hamburger or bango. Okay. Yes, the hamburger technique is a good technique whereby you are able to look through the intro, point 1, point 2, point 3, conclusion. So hamburger technique is okay. That is memang a good technique for writing skills. So memang it's widely known as well. You boleh teruskan dengan hamburger technique. That is a good technique to go through. Okay. Wait, ada soalan lain. Miss, between article and report, which is more easy to do? Okay. Easy tu, Miss tak boleh kata, mungkin sekarang Miss pilih artikel, tiba-tiba soalan yang keluar dari SPM, report lagi senang topik dia. So it's not about which is easy to do, you need to focus on the topic yang you faham. Okay? If you're an excellent student yang memang clear about the format, whichever of the 3 questions would be easy for you. Alright? Because you are good, you can write, you boleh tulis lah. And okay, if consider if the good students ataupun A students, okay, not good, everybody is good. If A students, their English is good, dia orang baca je soalan, dia orang dah tahu. Okay? But if you ask me to compare between article and report, which is more easy, I would say focus on the soalan. Soalan tu you faham ke tak faham? Sebab format you boleh belajar ya students, the format you can learn. How to do article, how to do report. Tetapi yang pentingnya for me is that you understand the questions. Kalau you tak faham question, alright, macam mana you nak hurai? Macam mana you nak dapat main idea? Alright, so you need to make sure you faham. Okay, AI, alright. I would say for you to choose the question yang you faham maksud dia. Selepas tu you boleh mind map your main point, your huraian and your example. Because kalau you tak faham, macam mana you nak huraikan? Lagi susah. It will be more challenging for you. Okay? I hope it answers your question, AI. Idiom kira satu perkataan or each word kira satu. Usually in the context of idiom, alright, they will count word by word, okay? But, okay, like I said, for 80 words ataupun if you exceed untuk part 2, 150 words, kalau you exceed lebih, they would not minus marks. So you should not worry about that. Goodness worry. Okay, so when you write an idiom, it shows that you know the language because you menggunakan part of figurative language, class. So you tahu peribahasa lah andai katanya. Alright, so when they mark, they can see, oh, pelajar ni dia tahu cara menggunakan idiom. Macam Miss Peggy tahu tadi, you nak respond, Hi Dayang, I hope you are in the pink of health. So they can see that, oh, this student, dia faham penggunaan cara betul untuk idiom. Dia akan bagi you marks there. So use idiom, do not worry about the number of words. Okay? Macam teacher saya, okay, that's all. Any other questions? Okay, teacher, alright. So this would be part 2. Okay, like I said just now, for this section, for part 1, part 2 and part 3 carries the same amount of marks. Okay. Apa yang penting that you should know is that marks, pecahan markah untuk setiap komponen tu adalah sama juga. Alright, I think this is to make sure that the marking scale ataupun assessment scale tu adalah sama rata lah. Which is also good. Actually, this kind of marking style is good for the students sebab it's quite direct. You boleh focus and score. Okay. So kalau content, you need to make sure the content, okay, this one I briefly go through because it's already almost 1 hour. So at least after this, we can go through soalan pula. Okay, komponen, kalau part content ni, you need to make sure that your content is relevant. Jangan pula soalan tanya A, you jawab B. Jangan. That means you out of topic. Out of topic, this is wrong. That's why I said, you need to make sure you understand the content. Bukannya cara menulis artikel, report ke apa benda. Itu format tau. Tapi isi kandungan tu, kalau you faham, you boleh hurai. You can elaborate. And you can give relevant examples. Okay? So you need to make sure that in this part, okay, you are able to give or use proper language as well, right? Okay, next one, communicative achievement. For this section, for communicative achievement, you would get 5 marks ataupun markah yang penuh when you can produce a text that communicates straightforward ideas. Satu idea tu, one main idea tu, you don't beat around the bush. Macam kawan you guna the idiom tadi. You janganlah pimai tangtung satu point tu. You bagi je sama. You repeat benda yang sama. You in the circle ni lah. Jangan. Alright. Be direct. Okay. This is the first main point. Lepas tu you hurai. Okay. Jangan repeat ayat ataupun perkataan yang sama. Straightforward ideas using the convention of the communicative task. Okay, appropriately. Next one, kalau untuk organisation, what you need to talk about in organisation, apa yang dia akan lihat, okay, examiner, orang yang mark you punya paper tu, they will see your usage of connectors. Okay, connectors maksudnya cohesive devices. Give me examples of cohesive devices. Student-student yang akan ambil SPM ni, kalau tak tahu cohesive devices ni, Miss takut ni. Come, bagi Miss contoh cohesive devices. Let me see. Yes, very good. There. Yes, these are also some of the things that you can actually memorize ataupun remember sebelum masuk final, not final exam, SPM, for your final examination. These cohesive devices ni, you simpan lah, ingat lah. Alright? Okay? Because in the context of writing essay, cohesive devices bukan digunakan waktu SPM je, students. You can still use it when you go to university, college, or later on in the working world. Bila tulis email, cohesive devices pun boleh digunakan. So ingat. Not only ingat the cohesive devices, you kena ingat cara penggunaan cohesive devices ni. Cohesive devices ni ada banyak jenis students. There are a lot of different types. You need to make sure you know how to differentiate the different types. Okay, so for example, tengok all of your friends here, or all of you wrote here the examples. Let me see. In addition, moreover, hence, very good. Otherwise, then, however, a part of that. Okay, all these are examples of cohesive devices. Good job, everybody. That means you know. But do you know to use it in the right way? Tahu tak cara penggunaan betul cohesive devices ni? Okay, so for example, when you want to add more points, you nak tambah ayat tu ataupun you nak hurai lebih ayat tersebut. What cohesive device do you use, students? You can use, yes, very good, moreover. Yes, you can use moreover, you can use furthermore. All right. Another example, kalau you nak give or provide more examples, you nak senaraikan lebih banyak contoh. What do you use? For examples lagi? What else cohesive device you can use? Don't use likes. Likes too is common error. Okay, yes. For instance, very good. Such as, yes. Or you can use, not for an instance, yeah. For instance would be better. This would be, for an instance would be grammatical error there. You do not need to put N, all right? For instance. Okay? Or, okay, now let me challenge you a little bit. You want to add contrasting idea. Idea yang berbeza daripada ayat yang pertama tu, you nak give a contrasting idea. What cohesive device you would use? So for example, I want to give you, okay, on the other hand, okay, good. Teacher, wait, let me see the example. On the other hand, okay. You can also use however, yeah, students, however, on the other hand, all right? So for example, I give you a sentence, yeah. Miss Melissa is beautiful, rich, and kind. However, she is a very strict teacher. Can you see? I use the examples of however that is a contrasting idea. Okay, you puji that character dulu. Lepas tu you kata however she is a very strict teacher. Okay, but let me see a question here. Teacher, contoh kalau kita tak ingat banyak connectors, can we use the same connectors? You can use the same connectors, but janganlah satu paragraph ataupun dua paragraph tu you guna connector sama repetitively. Repetitively maksudnya you mengulang connector yang sama banyak kali. Students like to do that. Try to avoid that. Why? Because dia akan nampak yang you tahu satu connector saja. So that is sangat obvious and penolakan markah can happen. Because you can see that you do not know how to organize ataupun cara penggunaan ayat tu adalah sama lah. Macam Miss bagi tahu tadi, P-my tang tu, you guna cohesive device sama je. So D, okay, alphabet D tu, try to avoid using the same connectors. Kalau tak tahu, okay, connector apa nak guna dah, janganlah guna, just straight start your ayat. Okay, because if it's repetitive, they will notice it. So they means as in the examiner lah, orang yang mark you punya paper tu, dia akan perasan, then dia akan rasa, oh, this student, dia tak tahu dah macam mana nak further use other cohesive device. Okay, you mempamerkan your weakness. So try to avoid that when writing essays. Okay? Alright. This is important, cohesive device, because it tells the reader you understand or you know what you're doing. You tahu cara penggunaan cohesive devices yang betul. Okay, so it's important for you to know how to use, okay, rather than just dumping everything in your essay. Maksudnya janganlah just tulis je semua cohesive device, apa yang you tahu, daripada first paragraph sampai last paragraph in conclusion tu, you tulis je semua cohesive devices. No, you need to make sure you select and put. Okay, tak perlu guna untuk your entire essay. Untuk setiap perenggan tu you letak, satu paragraph tu you letak 3 cohesive devices. Try to avoid that as well. Yang bersesuaian. Miss, kalau kita tak use connectors, ada potong markah ke? Dia takkan, yes, they will minus marks for organization because you should have or kena ada indication of simple connectors in your essay. Dia akan minus marks. Because like I said here, that organization dia 5 markah, right? So you need to use at least 1 or 2, okay, in your essay. Kena ada. Because this is one of the components. Kalau you lihat under organization, diorang nak tengok cara penggunaan connectors ataupun cohesive device. Maksudnya kalau you tak ada, dia akan menampakkan yang you have not able, you tak boleh guna ataupun tak tahu guna. Andaian akan jadi macam itulah, you tak tahu guna. So your sentence, diorang akan kata your struktur ayat tu, it is not connected, it does not seem connected, and you use ayat yang you definitely, if without cohesive device, your ayat tu akan jadi pendek lah. Okay, alright. So try to avoid that unknown. Okay, use connectors tetapi kena balance lah. Okay, students, balance your connectors. Last one is the language. Okay, for language, like I said just now, it focuses on grammar, your vocabulary. Okay, penggunaan perkataan ataupun words, bahasa yang betul lah. So that is very important because you want to show that you have a range of vocabulary dalam you punya head lah. Okay, you have that knowledge. Okay, penggunaan vocabulary ni boleh dilihat lah. Okay, they want to see whether you can use the words appropriately in the context. Okay, use a range of simple and some complex grammatical forms. Ini pun penting. Dia nak tengok, okay, lihat, alright, penggunaan ayat tu. Okay, whether you are able to do or use it. So you need to make sure, right, your sentence structure yang you buat tu, alright, please make sure to look through, okay? And of course, you need to make sure there's no, avoid spelling errors, students. Alright, if you read a lot of essays ataupun baca banyak petikan or do a lot of reading, okay, make sure that you pay attention to the spelling. Okay, a lot of students, marks, they get deducted because of spelling errors. Okay, kalau you have spelling errors, it's quite an obvious mistake. Okay, Shafika Sulaili, you are scribbling on my slide. Okay, Miss, can we use so that to explain more about the point? So that, what do you mean by so that? Apa maksudnya? Siapa yang tanya soalan tu? Miss, teacher, if spelling wrong in essay, cut marks ah? Yes, you cut marks because this is an English paper, so marks will be deducted. Okay? So try to minimize spelling errors, alright? You can use so that to explain a certain point. Who is that student who asked me just now? Wait, Oh, okay, now I understand what you mean. So maybe in a sentence, like you want to say, Miss Melissa is trying to take care of her health so that she will be strong and healthy. Is that what you mean in the context of using so that? Who's the one who asked me the question? Kasiha Mira, is that what you're trying to ask me? Okay. Yes, you can use because you're trying to explain more about the point, but please do not every sentence in your perenggan or your paragraph, you use so that. Okay, because it will be repetitive. Like I said, repetitive cohesive device akan menunjukkan that your cohesive device knowledge limited. Okay. Teachers, if said, okay, spelling mistake, I dah bagi tahu tadi. Miss, how to use WH questions in right way? What do you mean by WH questions, Sharwin? Can you elaborate more? You want to write in your essay WH questions, is it? Is that what you mean? Next one, Miss, idioms count as, oh, just now, Kuganeswari, I already told you for idioms, it will be counted as word by word. But if in the essay context, don't worry because if you exceed, okay, the limit of the essay words, they will not minus your marks. So you do not worry about that. But if your essay is really long, just say you are supposed to write up to 250 words, but you wrote about 350 words. Please bear in mind, the longer your essay is, the more mistakes you tend to make. Even good students, up to now, I've been teaching, even good students, even if they write long essays, your mistakes will tend to be more. Sometimes there will not be mistakes in your writing skills as students, but your point ataupun huraian, okay, it will be repetitive. Ada pengulangan tetapi dengan cara berbeza. So for example, you might say, maybe the first part of your essay, you talk about, okay, Miss Melissa, okay, example, okay, I only can think about this. Miss Melissa is intelligent. Intelligent is pandai, right? Okay. But in the next point ataupun next paragraph, you give me the same point tetapi cara yang berbeza. Miss Melissa is smart. Smart and intelligent sama tak, students? Meaning of smart and intelligent. Smart and intelligent sama tak, students? Macam sama. Yes, correct. Smart and intelligent sama. So students who are good in writing, all of you, and I know you are very good in your writing skills. So when you write, please make sure you faham your main point ataupun main idea. You jangan bagi adjektif yang berbeza tetapi maksudnya sama. Smart, your first point, maybe you want to describe the teacher who inspired you. Example, describe the teacher that inspired you. So your first main idea, Miss Melissa is smart. So you tell why is Miss Melissa smart? All your huraian, okay, blah, blah, blah. The next point, you kata Miss Melissa is intelligent. So the point, main idea pertama dengan main idea kedua tu is almost similar. So try to avoid that. Alright? Yes, correct. Tapi intelligence lebih tinggi, smart kat bawah. Okay, if you want to see it in that perspective, boleh. Tetapi, Hadalio, when you put that, what is your huraian for intelligent? What is your huraian for smart? Kadang-kadang, when you want to differentiate the huraian, you pimai tang tu, you will get the same thing. Same ideas. Example pun you kena think about it. The huraian is one thing, the huraian pun you kena think about another thing. Okay, so try to avoid giving almost similar ideas. Because when you give similar ideas, then you will get stuck at the huraian. Okay, so if you say smart, okay, she scored straight A's for SPM. Apa lagi yang menunjukkan dia smart? She won a lot of leadership awards in school. Alright? So these kind of things, you need to make sure you boleh tahu the perbezaan directly. Sebab kalau you kata that statement Hadalio buat, intelligence lebih tinggi, yes, you can say that. But huraian tu you akan stuck. Okay, huraian untuk intelligence saya dah elaborate macam tu. Nanti untuk smart, you kena elaborate benda lain tau. Kalau tak, nampak sangat yang you tak tahu. Alright, the perbezaan. Okay, so this is the first half. Alright, I will give you all, any other question? Ayat terbalik. Alright, any other questions, students, about the format? Tak ada? Miss, kena kira ke words essay? Okay, if you ask me, I would say to count, alright? But not because you tak nak, because you exceed, alright? But I think a good essay, diorang dah bagikan the amount of words yang you kena achieve, alright? So a good essay, I would say, if you are within this word limit. Maksudnya, cara penggunaan essay tu, you tahulah. You punya limit. If between 200 to 250 words, if you can write your essay within this limit, it is good enough. Because bila examiner pun nampak, dia tahu. Okay, this student knows. Extended writing, maximum 250 words. They can write their whole essay, complete, lengkap, within this word limit. Okay? Okay. Wait. So if you ask me, you want to kira, not the essay, kira, but for your knowledge lah, you boleh lihat how far you have to achieve. So kalau 80 words ni, anda kata, okay, extended writing lah, we focus extended writing. 200 words, okay, wait, Zahira, kalau you tak kira, you rasa you punya essay tu baru 100 words, only 100 words. Of course, you need to elaborate. So if you need to elaborate more, maksudnya you need to make sure you kira lah patah perkataan tu. Okay? So that you know, oh, saya baru sampai 100. I kena continue, bagi lagi isi. Ataupun huraian tu kena lebih sikit. Faham tak Zahira? So I would suggest to count, but for your knowledge. Yeah? Alright Zahira? Did I answer your question? Next one, Miss Idiom dia kira, oh ni kali ketiga dah Miss bagi tahu di. Okay, untuk idioms tu dia kira, tapi you need to make sure that you don't have to worry because like I said, if your words are more than this, no deduction of marks is given. Okay. Sharwin, Miss, how to use WH questions in right way? What, why, who, and how? You mean in the context of the essay, is it, Sharwin? In the context of essay writing, is that what you mean? Yes, Miss. Okay, all right. So in the context of essay writing, no worries, Adi, don't worry. This session is actually for you to ask questions and if you need clarification, okay? All right, Sharwin, you asked me how to use in the context of the right way, what, why, who, and how. Okay, I'm not too sure if, okay, I will try to answer your question because I'm still a little bit unclear, but if you ask in the context of your writing paper, okay? For instance, if they ask you about, definitely they'll ask you to write either an article, review, or report. So if they ask you these WH questions, you need to understand what are these questions referring to. So for example, if it's about a place of natural beauty, if it's an article about places of natural beauty, so they say, I have a paper here that I'm looking at, students. Okay, so I just read the question. What is the name and location of the place? So there the context of what is being used. What means they need to know the information. Okay, what is the name and location of the place? So when you say that, okay, wait, Sharwin, let me share the paper so that all of us can have a look at it. Just give me 1 minute, students. Since Sharwin asked, we can go in already since I finished about the structure. So let's go to this part. Okay. Stop sharing here. Okay. Okay. So if you look here, everybody, can y'all see my screen now, students? Students, can y'all see my screen? Yes? Yes, Miss. Okay, thank you, Lina. All right. So this one would be one of the kertas gempur lah. Okay, kecemerlangan SPM. All right. I choose this paper for us to look through and I would like to share with you all a few things. All right. So we go all the way to Sharwin's question just now first. Let's go straight away to part 3. Okay. So in part 3, as you can see, we have 3 questions. Macam Miss bagi tahu tadi, okay, we have question 3, question 4, and question 5. 3, Sharwin, hold on, as I go, then I will explain how to use the WH questions correctly. Okay, so for this part, in part 3, when we see part 3, there are definitely 3 questions. You should expect that already if you have been doing practice papers ataupun kertas ramalan ke trial paper, or even in your schools, you would have practiced that. That's why I say you need to know the format for all that 4 components: article, review, report, and also story. How to write. Format is one thing. Second thing, before you choose the question, you want to do question 3, 4, or 5, faham soalan dulu, students. Read the content. Okay, read the content of each part 1, 4, 3, 4, 5. Read the content first. When you understand isi kandungan, baru you boleh have the main idea, baru you boleh elaborate. Okay, so let's look at the WH questions. I think that is what Sarwin was talking about. So if you see here, question 3, we look at question 3 first. You see this notice on the school's Facebook page. Okay, so this is an articles wanted. A place of natural beauty. What is the name and location of this place? So the first question is here. First question. What are its attractions? Number 2. The third one, why would you recommend the place to others? 3. So there are 3 things there. You have an idea ni, 3 benda, okay? So now what they ask you to do, very direct, apa yang diorang nak, which is write us an article answering these questions. So your task here is to write an article, okay, answering these questions. Okay, so you know already, sangat direct, okay. The task is article, you kena write your article. So you need to follow the format given, ataupun yang you baca, ataupun you memang you dah kena pasti apa tu format article. Okay, faham tak? A31 faham tak? Tengok mata tu berkerut-kerut macam tu, okay tak? A31, okay? Thumbs up, okay? Okay, bagus. So, you kena faham dah. Okay, so this is the article. So, if, Sarin, I'm not too sure if this is what you meant. This is the WH questions here. What, and why. Okay, there are 3 kat sini. So, in your article, you need to answer these questions. But janganlah terus jawab je. What is the name and location of this place? Okay. You terus je bagi tahu, okay, give me a name and location of place. You just direct answer soalan 1. The name of this place is, for example, you say Pulau Langkawi. So your essay, you terus tulis, the name of this place is Pulau Langkawi. Okay? It is at Kedah, Langkawi, Kedah. You don't directly answer question 1, question 2, question 3. Please, you need to answer it in essay format. Okay, alright. So this is important. Sebab kadang-kadang student ni lawyer buruk lah dia orang kata. Okay. Dia kata, yelah soalan tu tanya macam tu miss. Saya tulis je lah direct. Saya faham, saya understand soalan tu. Saya jawab je soalan tu miss. Kenapa saya nak huraikan? No. Sebab ni soalan essay student. Soalan essay maksudnya kenalah huraikan. Kenalah bagi contoh. Alright. So Sarwin, when you talk about the how to use correctly, first of all, you need to understand what they want. So if here they say what is the name and the location of the place, you need to indicate the name and the location of the place that you're talking about. Okay? Let me see. There's a chat box is still going. Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Okay. Sarvin, do you understand what I'm saying? So what are its attractions? So when they say what, you need to list examples of attractions. If you are focusing on Pulau Langkawi, you kena indicate lah apa tu attractions at Pulau Langkawi. Alright? Kena list down. You kena bagi tahu. Not only bagi tahu, when you tell, okay, the attractions at the beautiful beaches at Langkawi. So when you say the beautiful beaches, okay, maybe one of the examples, you say the natural beauty, okay? This is for 2, natural beauty of the place. Natural beauty of the place, okay? What natural beauty? The beach, okay, the beaches. Then pantai-pantai kat Langkawi itulah memang cantik lah, alright? Okay, so fine, the beaches, where? What are the beaches, okay? Maybe you want to mention Pantai Cenang ke, Pantai Tengah ke, if you know lah. If you don't know the name, it's okay. Natural beauty of the place, the beaches, then you elaborate lah. What is so beautiful about the beaches? Apa? When you talk about beach, what is beautiful? Can you give me some description class about pantai? Come on. Semua tak nak, semua diam. The first one is Pulau Langkawi, okay? Situated at Kedah. Environment, there. Scenery, beautiful scenery. Yes, that's how you describe. Okay, you can use this kind of adjectives in your essay. Okay, the scenery. Wait, let me write it down so that you can have an idea. See, cool wind, cold wind. Okay, cold wind. All right, okay, what do you, okay, Huda, you said environment is cool. What kind of cool are you talking about? Cool, windy, all right? Okay, they're cool wind, all right? So you can put all this to actually describe. Okay, this is about the beaches, okay? What other attractions beside the beaches, class? Tenang, tenang is calm, okay? Calm and relaxing, okay? So what other attractions at Pulau Langkawi that you all know of? Cool breeze can? Yes? Any other places that you know about Pulau Langkawi, which are the attractions? So you can put in, yeah, don't only talk about the beach and focus on the beach. In Langkawi, you also have what else you can have, okay? Yes, scenic view, all right. You can put all those kind of words. These are good words to enter in your essay. So like what I wanted to answer Sarwin's question just now. So the what, and why. So if they ask you where, you need to answer in the context of the question being asked. Okay, so please be careful. Okay, if Kasih, you say a lot of activities there, make sure you are able to describe the activities. Then lepas tu you move on to the next part, which is why would you recommend this place to others? Why would you recommend Pulau Langkawi to other people, students? Why would you recommend it? Okay, so honestly, I've never been. All right, it's okay, Hada. Okay, give me another example. Which place would you recommend, Hada or AI? Any other places that you all been to? Hada, you want to give me another place? Okay, in Pulau Langkawi, they also have Pulau Dayang Bunting, okay? So you can write about that. Or if you don't know Pulau Langkawi, like Hada said just now, she's not too sure because she's never been to Pulau Langkawi. So you choose another place whereby you can talk about the natural beauty. So please remember, class, the article states here natural beauty. Okay, you don't talk about Kuala Lumpur, yeah. Kuala Lumpur is a lot of buildings, okay, unless you know places in Kuala Lumpur that has natural beauty. Natural beauty maksudnya alam semula jadi, students. Okay, students. Okay, a place of natural beauty. That means, Miss, kalau nama tempat tulis in bahasa Melayu or English? Nama tempat boleh ditulis dalam bahasa Melayu. So for example, like Pulau Langkawi ni, you boleh tulis. Okay, I have been one of the famous places of natural beauty, okay, is Pulau Langkawi. You boleh. Macam mana nak translate Pulau Langkawi? Or you can write Langkawi Island. But if you put Pulau Langkawi, it's also correct sebab nama tempat. Okay? Kalau tak boleh, maksudnya nama Zahira for example, macam mana you nak translate kepada bahasa Inggeris? Okay, nama tempat tu boleh. Kedah, Pulau Pinang ke Selangor, boleh tulis dalam bahasa Melayu. Okay, alright. Tetapi like for example students nama tempat okay. For example kalau university, sorry, let me not nama tempat if it's kata nama like kata nama khas tadi, tetapi like perkataan university example, we sidetrack for all students. University yang ini BM spelling. University in English. Okay. Of course lah you kena, kalau dalam konteks macam ni, you kena pilih yang bahasa English. Okay. You need to choose the English one. Understand, Umo? If you just say they ask you to talk about the university that you're going to enter, okay? University Malaya, for example, okay? So for your spelling, of course, you put it in English. Okay, thank you, Umu. Yes, correct, Hada. Very good, University of Malaya. Now Hada is responding because she understands. Rainforest, yes, very good. You can talk about the rainforest also in Langkawi. All right, so this is part 3, okay? So now we have how many more minutes left? 11:31. Okay, before we go to part 1, okay, so in part 3, basically, like I said, format is important, article, review, and report. I want to focus actually on part 1 today because I feel that part 1, you are able to score, okay? Siapa ni? A31, jangan tunjuk kaki seksi you. Kita semua boleh nampak. Yes. Yes, very good, Hada. Thank you for responding to M. All right, just make sure that. Tapi kalau if you want to ask me, when you want to write an essay, okay, for example, you want to write Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Convent. Okay, if you want to write the name, you either can write Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Convent in full form, okay, ataupun or you want to write in SMK Convent pun boleh. Sama je tu, kecuali SMK jangan ganti. Yes, correct. Okay, so please be careful with the usage of the Malay words in your essay. Make sure spelling tu jangan melayukan bahasa English. Same goes, bahasa Melayu jangan mengenglishkan benda tu, mengenglishkan. Wow, perkataan baru. Okay, so please be careful with the usage of your language. Okay, nasi lemak jangan ganti fried rice. Yes, correct. Students like to direct translate because of the usage of Google Translate. Some of the students, sebab dah biasa Google Translate ni, bila tulis essay pun sama. But of course SPM you cannot use any devices, okay? During your examination you kena tulis. So kadang-kadang student ni direct translate kat kepala. So nasi lemak jadi fried rice. No, don't do that. Okay? So just write nasi lemak, the famous food for in Malaysia. Okay, one of the famous food is nasi lemak. Okay, nasi lemak is known because it's also known as santan flavored rice. Then you elaborate from there. Okay, how to make sure part 1 we do not give more than word than the question given. This one, you need to be able to answer the questions that's being asked, alright? And at the same time, bila dah jawab tu, you janganlah terlebih-lebih elaborate, okay? So let's look at part 1 now, since one of your friends, AI, asked about part 1. Okay, so when you look part 1 of the question, ni belum masuk lagi kertas 1 ni. Time dah almost up dah ni. Okay, but we look through part 1. Okay, students, is everybody still here with me? I see a lot of new names here. Raihan, Terry, Tanusha, Uze. Uze was here from just now. Hyrule. Everybody okay? Yes. Okay, all right. Okay, it's good to see you responding, so that at least I know I'm not the only one talking here by myself. I hope whatever I'm sharing is benefiting you, all right? Hold on, I want to find my paper for part 1 so that I can go through it with you. Okay, so now we're going to look at part 1 of your component, okay? This one, I feel that students who are a little bit weak, okay, in English, you should focus on this part to make sure that you can score at least 20 markah tu. You can get about 15, 16. Adalah di genggaman tangan you. At least you are able to score, okay, and dapat markah tu. So for part 1, question 1, let's look at the question here. You receive an email from your friend Haikal who needs your advice on whether he should get a part-time job or not. Okay, so the question is quite direct here. You receive, ataupun you menerima, usually for all the questions, kalau you lihat soalan trial atau percubaan, okay, you can see that soalannya hampir sama je. The style of the question. It's just that the kandungan ataupun the context berbeza. Alright, so this one, you know that it is from your friend. So your email should be a little bit informal lah. Alright, so you need to, first thing that you need to remember about this kind of email questions, question 1, alright, you need to respond to the whole email. Number 1, need to respond, okay, to the whole email. So apa-apa yang ditanyakan dalam email tersebut, you need to respond. Not only focusing on the questions. What would you suggest? Tanya soalan where should I work? Is working part-time the best decision for me at the moment? Why do you think so? Bukan fokus kat 4 soalan ini. So in this teks, okay, yang diberikan. Ada 4 soalan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So bila you menjawab tu, don't just answer these 4 questions, students. You need to respond to the other part of the email as well. What do I mean the other part? Yang Miss akan highlight dah warna kuning ni. Sekejap. Let me see. Warna pink lah. Miss guna warna purple. Bukan pink ni. You need to respond to this part of the email. This part of the email. This part of the email as well. Okay? You need to respond to every part of the email. You get what I mean, class? Students faham tak? Respon pun kena logic kan, Miss? Ya, must be logic lah. Why the purple looks a bit blur, but it's okay. Boleh nampak kan soalan students? So sorry, purple tu macam tak clear dalam screen. Okay? So kena respond to each one. And yes, respond kena logic lah. Dia cakap tentang SPM is over. Bila you respond tu, jangan kata benda lain. When your if you say SPM, studies lah, you finish your studies. Benda tu logic. Kalau dia kata SPM is over, you're talking about finish SPM. You jangan pula kata you finish working ataupun jangan benda yang tak relevant in the context of your question. What would you suggest? Okay, dia kata dia nak planning to work part-time now that SPM is over. What would you suggest? You jangan pula bagi suggestion yang tak masuk akal lah, students. Like for example, you kata, okay, I would suggest you to go and become a lecturer. Kalau dia nak jadi seorang pensyarah, he needs the academic qualification. Betul tak, students? Boleh tak dia jadi pensyarah lepas SPM? Boleh? Boleh ke tak boleh? Students? Dia nak jadi pensyarah, you suggesting your friend? No, of course no. So that it would be illogical response. Give a suggestion yang masuk akal. For example, okay, what kind of part-time job that you would suggest for those who just left school, finish their studies, finish SPM? Okay, yes, barista at maybe you can barista at the cafe, okay, or at Zeus Coffee, waiter, cashier. Yes, very good. Part-time modeling, yes. Maybe because your friend, Haikal, he has a very handsome face, okay, good, well-built body, all right. He is an influencer on TikTok, so he's potential to be a part-time model. I don't know. Yes, good. You can do things like that. Yes, artist, maybe Haikal is a good, he can draw, okay. He has experience sketching, okay. So he can do that as a part-time, okay. You know, nowadays there is a lot of sketch artists, okay, who does digital drawing on the iPad. I'm not too sure if you know of that, okay. So yes, you can ask your friend to do that to gain extra money or income. All right. So okay, we go back to the question, okay. It's already 11:39. Let's at least finish this part, all right. Okay, so when I say you have to respond to the whole email, inilah yang Miss maksudkan. You kena respond to the whole thing. Don't just jawab soalannya, kelas. Ramai student suka macam ni. Oh Miss, yang ni je soalan 1, 2, 3, 4. So saya nak respon yang tu je. No, cannot. You but of course can, tapi markah akan ditolak lah. Our aim is make sure that question 1 at least kita dapat 15 to 20 words, okay? 15 to 20 marks, okay? Maximum 20 marks. Kalau boleh dapat 20 marks tu good lah. Very good student, okay? Okay, alright. So let's look through. Second, not only the questions, okay, but the parts of the sentences also you have to focus on. Yang Miss highlight warna purple ni, okay? Make sure that you address that. The statements made are always suggestive. Kalau dalam question 1 ataupun part 1 in this email writing, bila you buat statement tu, selalu you akan respond to the questions and are always suggestive. That means maksudnya you are suggesting to your friend, okay, Haikal ni, on what he should do, whether he should get a part-time job or not. Okay. So kalau in this context, students, if you read this petikan yang pendek ini, you tak boleh respond ataupun you should not say no, you should not get a part-time job. Must you say yes or no, students? Boleh tak you respond, Haikal, I think you should not get a part-time job. Can you respond that way, students? Yes, very good. No, don't do that. Okay, why? Sebab if you look, dia dah tanya you soalan tu. Actually, this is quite a bit a trick so you got to be very careful. Okay, Miss tunjuk Sebab kalau you tengok sini, first dia katalah suggestive. Okay, dia nak you punya nasihat, your advice. Advice is nasihat students. He wants your advice. Okay, whether he should or should not. So tengok soalan dia bagi you pilihan. Tetapi dalam konteks of this question, you lihat, I'm planning to work part-time now that SPM is over. What would you suggest? Dia dah first question tu dia dah tanya, apa cadangan you? Alright? I really need to make some money. So, your keputusan untuk bagi nasihat kat Haikal ni should be directly. You should tell him to find a job. Because yes, you must reply with a positive answer. And he already told you your problem. I really need to make some money. So dalam konteks soalan ni, you dah tahu Haikal ni memang memerlukan pekerjaan. Okay, so you tak boleh kata you don't need to apply a part-time job. Then gone, your essay is gone. You tak boleh nak continue dah. It should be a positive response or answer like what your friend said. Thank you, Jinping. Okay. Sharwin, of course, no. We must reply with positive answer. Okay, yes, a lot of you understand. Maksudnya good, very good. That means you understand. Okay. You can also give suggestion in forms of question in your part 1. So for examples, you can also say, why don't you become a digital sketch artist? This is a suggestion, but in the form of a question. Boleh nampak tak kelas? So we are trying to answer question 1 here. Okay? If you write your essay already, your email, sorry, when you write your email, you can also give a response in the form of question. Okay? So for example, you boleh kata, of course you need to start with, hey, for example, hi Haikal. Okay? Alright. For example, hi Haikal. Okay? Then you write your intro, apa-apa yang you nak. Okay, I straight away go to the main point, okay, students? Okay, what would you suggest? Okay, I'm planning to work part-time now that SPM is over. All right. So, what would you suggest? Okay, you can respond in a way that giving a question for a suggestion. For example, you can write, why don't you try part-time modeling? This is a suggestion, okay, but in the form of a question. Faham tak, students? So, cara macam ni pun betul. You don't need to write, you can write this way or you can directly say, I would suggest for you to try out working as a cashier. Dua-dua cara untuk bagi suggestion ni betul. Boleh nampak tak, students? These two cara, okay, is correct. Yang ni pun betul, this is also correct. So you can choose whichever style of giving a suggestion, memberi cadangan. Okay? Alright. Semua faham tak? Okay tak so far? Okay, alright, good. And at the same time, for part 1, sama. Not because of only 80 marks, you need to make sure also that you use cohesive devices as well. Try to include cohesive devices in your part 1 as well. Tapi sebab dia pendek, so try to avoid repeating the same cohesive device. Sebab yang ni pendek, maybe 1 or 2 will be sufficient already. Okay, but some students, kalau dia orang tahu penggunaan cohesive device yang betul, they can write a few. So you like I said, cohesive device ni benda yang you boleh membaca, okay, ataupun faham penggunaannya sebelum tahu konteks of the answer tu. Alright. So now what we're going to do is that, okay, so this is part 1. I want to see some of your response, what I'm going to do, because we only have about 15 minutes left. I'm going to share with y'all a Padlet link. I want you to try. Can y'all try and do? Sedikit pun tak apa. Miss nak tengok cara korang punya style menjawab ataupun your main points. Kalau you boleh give me a draft of the advisors based on the question tadi, at least I can see through your work instead of typing in the chat, okay? Sekejap Miss nak share for y'all to. So I'm going to share this QR code. You can scan and okay, it's on the screen. You can scan the QR code with your phone, all right? Then you submit your answers. At least it will be on the Padlet. Then Miss boleh tengok lah. I will project it on here. Okay, you tak boleh tulis, tak nak tulis your real name pun tak apa. At least Miss boleh see the points ataupun cara you punya nak jawab email ni. I can respond a little bit based on your answers. Come, let's try together. Is that okay with everybody? Boleh tak? Semua boleh try untuk buat Padlet ni. Guna your phone just to scan. Then you just list down the main points ataupun main ideas. Then we can go through it together. Boleh tak students? Students kena respond. Kalau tak, Miss tak tahu you buat ke tak buat this activity. Alright, okay, nice. Thank you, Jinping, for responding. The rest, okay, nice. Hairul, good. Baru Miss nampak you punya nama, Hairul. Bhubaneswari, okay, Miss. Alright, come. You respond to the Padlet. Let me look through your main points. And maybe if you can do it in a full form, ayat yang penuh pun boleh. Tapi kalau you find it a little bit difficult sebab masa terhad kan, so you just write the draft of the ideas. So at least I go through it. Okay, and I can give you some suggestions as well. So you try this for a while, then we will continue. I give you about maybe, now it's 11:48. I know the seminar is actually until 12, okay, but I'll give you about maybe 10 minutes. Is that okay? 10 minutes for you to draft it out. Okay, then I will continue. Let me see how many answers on the Padlet. If I get a few responses, maybe 3 or 4, then I can go through it, then we will end the session. Is that okay with everybody? Is that okay, admin, if I take a little bit extra time?
Boleh, Miss.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so we hold on for a while, all right? I know it's a little bit late, but let's see. I want to see your answers. Teacher, can I see the question? Can. Okay, this is the question. Hadai, if you can't use it with your phone, then you just type out the answers. You put it in the chat box. I will look through it. Okay? Don't worry, don't need to cry. I will still read your answer if it's in the chat box. I put it in the Padlet because it's easier for everyone to see. Okay, Ken, I will share the questions. Okay, this is the question. Can you just can share the ideas also because we do not have much time. So if you just can briefly give your main points pun boleh AI. No worries. Miss akan baca juga. You have another 5 minutes left ya. Then I will go through the answers. Siapa yang sempat hantar, Miss akan just briefly give my opinion ataupun we will look through the points yang you berikan. Okay? Kalau you tak pasti nak buat pun tak apa. Then we will just baca yang ataupun I will look through yang mana adalah ataupun yang mana yang share jawapan ataupun main point. Okay? Tak perlu ayat yang perfect pun. I just want to see dalam konteks untuk menulis email ni, all of you understand or not the way ataupun cara untuk menjawab dia. Because I'm sure you have done a lot of practices already, students. Okay? This seminar, our intention is to make sure that you are able to clearly tengoklah ataupun faham macam mana nak jawab. Bukannya go through one by one, tulis satu essay tu, taklah. Kita nak tengok idea tu you faham tak and macam mana you nak display atau show us the idea. Okay? Sekejap, Miss nak tengok ada siapa-siapa dah bagi jawapan tak. Okay, ada. Ada seorang dah. Three more minutes ya, students. Then I will go through the response. Cara korang jawab ke, okay? Nanti in the afternoon, it's for accounting subject. So siapa yang ambil subject accounting tu, you can join today's afternoon seminar. So daripada duduk tak buat apa tu kat rumah, baik join and see what kind of knowledge that you can get to help you out in your SPM. Kadang-kadang student ni kalau duduk kat rumah tak buat apa, ni buat benda lain pula. At least join the seminar, at least you can get some ideas to actually help you to answer your or go through your SPM question. Okay. Ya, selagi boleh study, selagi boleh try, buatlah yang terbaik untuk your final examination for SPM. Sudah, let me see how many answers. Still only one answer here. It's okay ya, if it's just short form pun tak apa, no need to be shy ataupun malu ya. Kita semua belajar sama-sama kat sini. Okay, we try our best. So it's okay if your English is you feel that it's not so good ke apa benda, tak apa. Sebab kita semua ni belajar, alright? So just put your answers there. Nanti Miss akan tengok. 1 minit lagi ya. So apa jawapan yang ada je Miss akan discuss dan baca. Okay, I see a few answers. So Miss akan mula ya. Is that okay, everybody? I'm in the middle class, so I'll just write a simple one, Miss. Is that okay? No bombastic words. It's okay. You can write however, I'm okay as long as I want to see that you faham macam mana cara nak jawab part 1 of your writing paper. So thank you for your responses, students. Okay, let's look through ya. Sekejap, Miss on camera ni. Okay, I'm back. All right. So let's look through. Hi, Haikal. How are you? I hope you're okay. How are you? Punctuation. Oh, this one I cannot. I cannot scribble because this is not. Okay. Hi, Haikal. How are you? Punctuation tu, bukan comma ya. Question mark. I hope you're in a good shape. Okay, fine. You greet and you responded to your friend. It's a good thing that you're planning to find a part-time job after SPM. So you're responding in a positive manner. Yes. I suggest you find work at the school canteen since you are capable in cooking and cleaning. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Sure, they will pay you a good sum of money. Okay, surely. Okay, surely. Or you can say, I think. All right. You can use those kind of linkers. All right. Surely means lepas tu you kena ada comma lah. You jangan just sure. Sure they will pay you is a bit of in the context of grammar. Dia macam salah penggunaan sure tu. So it should be surely they will pay you a good sum of money. Okay, and then you see repetitive. Dia guna sure tu 2 kali. After that, the second part, sure part-time jobs is good to have an experience in working. So you won't have any problem to get in your dream job one day. So you see, penggunaan repetitive tu macam Miss kata, repetitive maksudnya pengulangan semula perkataan. So avoid that but don't use sure. Okay, tetapi if you ask me jawab tak soalan yang Haikal ataupun Haikal punya issue, you give sufficient advice, boleh lah. Sebab you answer in the context of the question. Okay, next one. And also try to end in dengan, how to say, penutup lah. Penutup in the sense of, I hope this advice helps you. Okay. Or yes, like one of your friends put here, till then, I hope my suggestions is useful. Do let me know your decision. Full stop, punctuation, yeah. Take care. Or you, and also you can end with, make sure this second person, yeah, the one who did this, make sure to end with your friend, okay, or your buddy. Depends on how you want to end your essay, okay. Congrats that you have done the SPM, okay. Congrats that you have completed your SPM. Frankly speaking, very good. Nice usage there. Frankly speaking, I would suggest you to try out working, okay, as a waiter since you need the money, okay. Very clear idea that you want them to get a job, okay, and you gave a suggestion of type of job the person needs to focus on, being a waiter. I heard that there is a newly operation Western restaurant, which is just a stone throw away from your house. Very good usage of idiom there. A stone thrown away, okay? A stone throw away, okay, very good. Nice use of idiom. You understand the context ataupun macam mana menggunakan idiom tersebut. Okay, okay students, there are some grammatical errors in the email, the second one from Lala. Tapi Miss takkan komen banyak sangat tentang grammatical error now because we don't have much time. Tapi Miss will focus on the, how to say, the context or the content of your email. Okay, boleh? Alright. So let's continue. Okay, you talk about the restaurant. Well, I think it's good for you as you're able to elevate your parents' burden. Nice. Okay, good usage of word. This is example of, just now someone asked, right, what kind of bombastic words? Elevate is a good way of using in your essay, okay? But make sure that you clearly know the meaning of the word elevate, okay? To make sure that sentence ataupun ayat tu yang digunakan betul lah. Kita tak nak guna perkataan yang bombastic tetapi penggunaannya salah. Okay, so this elevate, I think the spelling tu you are able to elevate. I think the elevate that you are referring to is ELE VATE. Is it? Oh, A-L-L. So please be careful lah. You tahu yang konteks yang mana yang you guna. Okay? This spelling A-L-L-E-V-I-A-T-E adalah membawa maksud yang lain. Okay, Lala, please look through. Okay, I think the word elevate yang you nak guna tu E-L-E-V-A-T-E. Nanti check. Okay? Till then, I hope my suggestion is useful. Do let me know. This is very nice. Okay, I like the way you started and ended and the usage of idiom tu boleh nampak lah you faham. Hi, how are you? Okay, you dah tahu nama dia Haikal. So, hi Haikal. Okay, put Haikal's name there. How are you? It's great to hear from you. Nice. In my opinion, why not you try to job as a cashier? Okay, why don't you try working as a cashier? Nice. Okay, grammatical error ada kat sana. Tapi macam Miss kata, Miss tak nak focus on grammatical error. Nak focus in the content. Besides, there must be a store near your house. You can get a job at it. Okay, konteks dia sama macam Lala punya post yang ni, yang Lala punya. Okay, this one. Alright. Tapi penggunaan sentence structure tu a little bit salah. So kena adjust ya. You can get a job at it. Moreover, I think it's the best thing to do after SPM because you can gain some money and experience. Okay. You need to also add something about the soalan yang dia kata, I really need to make some money. Okay, you kena respond. Like how your friend kata tadi, it would elevate the person's, your parents' burden. You kena mention something about that Haikal's problem of needing more money. Okay, so if we see here, you only focus on, you can gain some money and experience. Okay, you need to tell Haikal why does he need to make money. So for example, mungkin you tahu he needs money for his parents' medication. Apa-apalah. Ataupun he will have extra pocket money or to prepare to go in for university. To save up money for university. You kena reka lah, a cerita. Okay? But like I said, short je. Macam your friends kata tadi yang tu, this one, elevate your parents' burden. Elevate, wrong word here, but spelling got two different words which has the same pronunciation but different meaning. Okay, so this is one of the examples. Okay, we go on. I hope you consider myself. Okay, nice. Next one, I hope you're fine. I heard you want to take a part-time job after SPM. No, you didn't hear. He wants to take a part-time job after SPM. You need to suggest to him. Okay, he asking your advice. Dia yang kata dia nak cari part-time job. Dia tanya, okay, would you, he wants your advice. You kena nasihat dia. Okay, alright. The next one, let's see. The part-time job is a good decision for make money for ourselves. Okay, why? Why you want to make money for yourself? Kena bagi tahu lah. For pocket money ke, for so he has money to spend ke, to save ke, for rainy days. Example yang Miss guna idiom kat sana. That's all for me. So you need to try it. Try what? So you need to go for it. Find a part-time job. Kata macam tu. Jangan kata so you need to try it. Try it maksudnya in Malay would be cubalah. You kena cuba untuk dapatkan pekerjaan. Ni direct translate. You have to be careful lah, Kai. Bye. See you soon. Your friend Kai. Next one. Hi, Haikal. Wow, that's very awesome. Okay, what is awesome? Kai, another one you gave me. What is awesome? Wow, that's very awesome. Continue. I'm happy that you have completed your SPM. Tell what is awesome. Sebab what? Wow, that's very awesome. Like ayat tergantung. So you kena kata. Then you continue on. What would you suggest? Dia kata dia nak cari part-time job. So you need to say, I suggest for you. Okay, not you to try out. Yang ni. I suggest for you to try out part-time waiter at my uncle's. Uncle apostrophe S. UNCLE apostrophe S. Uncle's restaurant. Yang ni tak ada apostrophe S. Sebab this is possessive noun. So the uncle owns the restaurant. Uncle tu the owner for the restaurant. So uncle, okay, pemilik restoran tersebut. So the possessive noun is for uncle. UNCLE apostrophe S. At my uncle's restaurant. He said the restaurant is very comfortable. So apa kaitan dengan part-time job tu? Comfortable. Kai again, your friend Kai. What does the context of the restaurant, comfortable, selesa, and for Haikal to get a job? So ada sedikit either kekurangan explanation ataupun penjelasan yang tak perinci. So when the examiner mark, dia tak faham you punya konteks ayat tu. So kalau uncle tu kata restoran tu selesa, apa kaitan dengan Haikal nak cari pekerjaan? Okay. Then you move on to, I think the part-time job is the best decision because you can save your income to future your studies. Okay, very good. Macam Miss kata tadi, you can save money, alright, for your studies in the future. I hope you enjoy doing your part-time job. That's all from me. Okay. Dia apply kerja tu pun tak, macam mana you nak dia enjoy. So please be careful in the context of giving your pandangan, okay, at the end part. Dear Haikal, working part-time after SPM can get a great idea to earn some money and gain valuable experience. I'm looking at the last one now, yeah. However, before making a decision, consider your priority of goals. If you're aiming to focus on furthering your studies or need more time for yourself, it might be wise to delay a part-time job for now. On the other hand, if you need financial independence or want to develop relevant skills, working part-time can be beneficial, such as tutoring or freelancing. Okay, so you need to fine, this essay is fine, or sorry, not this essay, this email is fine, but you must make sure that you are clear, okay, with what you're trying to say. Okay, so here, yes, you're suggesting, but what would you suggest? So you say here, you have that part also, you mentioned that he can try tutoring or freelancing, okay, because he needs to make some money. Okay, but there is a bit of negativity here, as in it might be wise to delay a part-time job for now. You can say that, but be careful maksudnya you kena faham konteks soalan tersebut before you can say that. Okay, so those who are in the Padlet done. Let's see the one in the chat. Let me see here. Some of you responded in the chat. One person ini ada respond. Hello Haikal, I'm glad to hear that you're planning to work part-time job after SPM is over. I would suggest that you should work part-time as a barista. Okay, very clear indication. You acknowledge the question. You can try to work at Sakura's Cafe. It's very neat and cool. Also, you can work there comfortably. Yes, working part-time job is good because you can earn money by yourself. For what you want to earn the money, Hada? Okay, earn the money for what? To save, okay? Or to, I don't know, keep for rainy days. I'm not too sure. So you need to explain that a little bit. That's all from me. By your friend Hada. Good. Okay. I think that's about it. Any other questions that you want me to clear or you want to know, students? Good job, Hada, for trying. Ada apa-apa lagi soalan that you want to ask me before we end our session? It's already 12:11. I think most of you also tired listening to me speak for 2 hours. Okay, thank you, Miss. All right, thank you, everybody. Sharwin, okay? A bit very quiet for the second part. Okay, I think that's about it for today. So I wish you all the best for your SPM, okay? Give it your best shot and make sure that you are able to go through, okay? What are the main points that I told you? Things that you can memorize before entering. Of course, the question, you don't know what's going to come up. But things like the format, article, report, story, you know already. And email also, if you go through all the trial papers, you will roughly know, okay? So I think that's about it for today. Thank you, students, for making time to attend. I wish you all the best for your English paper. Okay?